Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and next to me is the 2014 Chevrolet Spark. Ain't it cute? It's kind of like a startled insect. And it has something new, a continuously variable transmission for 2014. And so naturally I wanted to bring it out to Southern California and drive it on Mulholland Highway to see how it handles. Check it out next on the Fast Lane Car. Ain't it cute? It's a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder engine that puts out 84 horsepower and 83 pound-feet of torque. It's hooked up to a continuously variable transmission, CVT. There is an option for the 5-speed manual transmission, and I highly recommend it. Please get it, because that way you can have a little bit more fun, a little bit more control, and a little bit more power. Off the line, this thing is pretty quick. 0 to say 30, 35 miles per hour, it zooms, it goes fast. It's great for the city and very maneuverable. When you're on the highway, things change. Passing sucks. It's such a pain in the neck because the CVT doesn't really want to pull up that power and get it to the ground, so you have to plan ahead. It's kind of a pain in the neck. Base price for a 2014 Chevy Spark is just over $12,000. This one, which is fully loaded, having the special wheels, the audio entertainment system, and the roof rack, is $16,385. So that's basically fully loaded. Oh, and it has heated seats, which is kind of surprising in a car in this price range, but it's one of the things you'll have to add on. It obviously does not come standard. Competition. That's a tough one because there's really only a few cars. This does not compete with the Ford Fiesta. The Ford Fiesta is on a higher level, completely on a completely different level, and it can hold 5 people. Chevrolet decided that this cannot hold 5 people. They have a cup holder tray in the middle, so it's only good for 4. So there's only a couple cars I can think of that this kind of competes with. The Scion IQ, which is sort of a 4-passenger car, and the Fiat 500, the regular Fiat 500. They're all relatively close in price. Actually, the Scion IQ is way overpriced, but the point is that they have small engines, they all get pretty good gas mileage, and they can all hold 4 people, and they have a tiny footprint. There is one place that this car absolutely trounces the regular Fiat 500 and the Scion IQ. Toyota IQ for those who are overseas. This ride's way better. It has a much better ride. It's a surprisingly good ride. Highway ride kills those other two because it tracks straight. It doesn't feel like it's tugging at the wheel with a super short wheelbase, and at the same time it's also compliant. So it's actually a very good driver's car, commuter's car, and I was really surprised to see how it performed when I drove from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. It did great in terms of ride. Then there's the other problem. The CVT, the continuously variable transmission. Yes, I know I bitch and moan about it all the time. In this case, it's not a great use of it. Some cars have really made it work for them, you know? Toyota, Honda, they've really mastered, and Nissan especially, they've mastered the CVT. They've made it so it just works just right with the system, and you really don't miss it compared to a regular automatic transmission. for little tiny cars like this. But in this case, you do miss it. Now my foot is all the way down, 40, 40, 50. It's slow. If you have an iPhone, cell phone, Android, whatever, you're able to get an app, or 2 or 5, that will directly pop onto the screen in the Chevy Spark. So you can have a special map program, and you can test it out for $1, and if you like it, you buy it for like $50, and it's a full-blown navigation system, and it'll hook up to this car. And so basically it's your phone that's running it, but the display screen right here, which is a good size, over 7 inches, will show the map. And it works great. Well, I hope you liked my little presentation of the Chevy Spark here in Southern California on this amazing driving road. It really put the suspension to the test, but you know what? It's not that bad of a car for slinging around corners. I only wish it was the manual transmission because that's so much more fun. Hopefully I'll be able to get one of these up in Colorado really soon so I can give it a rating, because right now I haven't driven enough to give it a proper buy it, lease it, or rent it rating. For the Fast Lane Car, this is Nathan Adlin. I will see you next time, and don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, and reviews. Adios. Now, these seats are pretty good. The one problem I do have with them is that the cushion I'm sitting on is not very long. So it feels like I'm kind of sitting on a park bench in terms of how far my tush is on it. And you know what? If you're a tall person, you'll notice that. You'll also notice that I have the seat all the way back, and headroom is good, really good. This thing sits high, but legroom, it's okay. It's more than okay for regular city driving, but sitting in this car for about 5 hours, which is what it took me to drive from Vegas to Los Angeles, well, it got a little uncomfortable after a while, even when I was in cruise control and I was able to kind of move my legs around. So if you're tall, this may not be the vehicle you're looking for.
That's all, folks.